Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if you can hear a TV in the background. It's my mother's and she's asleep, so I'm not messing with it. Alright, tonight I'm super excited because I have a new project for you guys. I promised you a while back that I would bring you a pour painting video. So this is me following through on that promise of bringing you a pour painting video. So I went to Walmart. I purchased these white canvases. These are a 12 by 16. These are a cotton canvas. Now I also got some that aren't cotton that I'm going to do something else with. I can also show you guys if you're interested. Let me know below. Okay, now to start out with, I have this mixture. Can you see it? Now I'm afraid this is a little thin. We're going to find out. Not sure how we're going to find out, but we're going to find out.
What is it?
This is my pouring mixture. And this does not have pouring media in a minute. This is glue and water. I will show you the type of glue I use in just a second. I just want to make sure this is good and stirred because it's been sitting here for probably about a half an hour. So I just want to make sure that we're good to go there. Alright, I'm going to leave my stick in it for now. Alright, what was I going to show them?
The glue here.
Oh, the glue. Okay. This is Glue All, multi-purpose glue, Elmer's. And this is what I use. I mix 1 part this, or I'm sorry, 2 parts this, 1 part water. I went a little overboard on my water, so we're dealing with that. We're going to see how it works out. Now, I use this tub to pour paint in. You guys can see I've already done this a couple of times. And I use this to pour paint in because it catches all my extra. I'm told that this peels up easily and you can use it to laminate magnets. So, just a decorative tip. I haven't tried it. We'll see. Not sure I will try it. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting my pouring medium. Now, this is the way I like to do it. I've also seen people add their pouring medium to their paint. I've seen them add it to their paint and do it the way I'm about to do it. So how you choose to do it is completely up to you. The paint I have is already pretty pourable. So I just put it on my canvas and then I use that to manipulate my situation. You guys will see. So I'm going to start out just pouring some of this all over the bulk of my canvas. And it's okay if I use some extra because I've got a ton here. I want to make sure I cover it really, really well with this mixture, especially since it's a little thin. You want to make sure that you get it on there really good. Now, the one issue I found, you guys, is the reason I went out and bought these specific canvases is because, now you do not have to use this much pouring medium. Seriously, you do not. I did that on purpose because I have so much extra. And I want my stuff to pour well and mix well and do well. Alright, so you see how simple that was. You see how shiny and beautiful that is. It looks pretty even with the way I poured it. Hence why I poured it that way. Now, the one thing I didn't do, you guys, that you probably should do is make sure that this goes all down your sides if you want it to be on the sides of your canvas. If that makes sense. Okay, now it's dripping off that side, so now we're going to do the same thing at the top. And you just want to do this across all sides until you're certain that the whole thing is covered with your pouring medium mixture. Because this is going to help your pouring paint, or whatever paint you choose to use, because you do not have to use pouring paint. They totally lie to you about that. Or whatever kind of paint you choose to use, it's going to make it manipulate and move around better on your canvas. Having said that, you want to make sure that you pour as much of the excess off as you can, in my experience, when it comes to the paint. Now, I'm going to take just a little bit of this that's in my tub and just make sure, I'm going to go along the edge here, and just make sure that these are all good and smooth and have lots on it so that it will do what we want it to do here. Just want to make sure that I get this one edge really well because it's having a little bit of trouble. So Now, I'm going to pick it up one more time because I kind of screwed up this edge here, you can see. And I'm just going to pour it out. All right, bingo. Oh, not quite. Come on, get that one little air bubble out of there. All right, now you guys, the method that I am using is called the Colander Method. You can look it up on YouTube if you want more information about it. But basically, what it means is I'm going to be pouring this paint through a colander before it goes onto my canvas. This will make a very neat, beautiful design on my canvas. I'm being a little obsessive about these edges, but you guys, this is the first time I've done it with this type of canvas. I'm a little nervous. Okay. All right, let me just go rinse my hands really fast. Stop it. All right, guys, my hands are all rinsed and I'm back. I won't have to do that the whole time, but I wanted to do it this time because that was glue and it's very sticky. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and pull my stick out of here and just put it back in my cup. Now, I'm going to put I was going to use a big colander, but I chose the smaller one because I want to put 2 of these shapes on this canvas and then work them around. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit one here in the center. Okay. And we're going to start pouring our colors. This is the exciting part, you guys. What color should I start with, Jeremy? Actually, let's start with this gold because it says if you're going to do the sparkly colors, the gold colors, silver, gold, copper, any of those, you should start with those colors. At least that's what I read. So let's start with this color. And as I said before, this paint is already very, very pourable in my opinion. Now, if I find that it's going to make a liar out of me because it's been open, what I can do is add some of my pouring mixture, and I will show you guys how I do that. Because it does seem like it's going to give me a little bit of a hard time. So we'll just put a little bit of pouring mixture in here. And you can see already how that thinned that out and made it go through the slots. Now, the last time I poured with this paint, legitimately, you guys, it did not do this to me. So I'm not sure why it's doing it to me this time, except that this is just my life. It's a real thing. All right, so I'm just going to mix this in. I still have some left, so I think I'll probably go ahead and mix it in with the rest of my colors as well, just to be safe. But we'll have to see. All right, and then you just want to kind of let that start running out of there so that it runs. Okay. And then we just kind of slowly lift it. And you can see a design start to develop in there, which is very cool. But now I'm going to sit it back down. Now this is not technically how I've done this in the past. We're going to see how this turns out. All right, and then I think we're going to go with some of this purple because this is just gorgeous purple. And we'll just pour it right in there. See how this looks thinner? And I think it's because I just opened this color, you guys. All right, so we'll put some purple in there. And then let's put some of this brighter blue in there. Okay. And then let's add some of this, yeah. All right, that seems like a pretty good start to me. Now, we've kind of let this start to run and do its thing, so now I'm just going to kind of slowly start pulling it up. All right, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this right over here and sit it. And I'm going to go ahead and add this deep blue that I haven't used yet. And I guess they would call this a messy pour because I'm not pouring these into separate containers and doing it that way. But the truth of the matter is, you guys, I just like I don't see the point. In a situation like this, you're pouring it all into one container anyway, so why separate it in the first place? I don't quite get it. Did I use this color already? Yes. In that side? I did? Okay. This is the one I haven't used yet then.
Is it dark green?
Yeah. Which actually I thought it was black, so that's my bad. Alright. And then we're just going to pull this side. Let this side do its thing. Jeremy, in my office, there is a long canvas that's got gesso on it. Will you go grab it for me? Thank you. All right, well, this continues to drip, and he goes and grabs that for me. This is such an awesome pattern, you guys. I am so excited. I cannot even tell you. So excited. All right, now, I am going to take this smaller canvas that I have here, and I'm going to sit that on there. Will you go and just sit that over on the island for me for a minute? All right. Now, I want to let this sit here and spread out for just a few minutes. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera again. And then I'm going to give it just a minute, and once that's happened, I will come back and show you how I manipulate this paint to spread on my actual canvas, okay? So I will be back.
Stay tuned.
Alright guys, we're back. I've let this paint kind of spread. As you can see, you see what it's doing. Now, the trick is to just pick this up, and the unfortunate part is because I use glue, it really sticks down bad. We're going to pray this didn't get too dry. And as you can see, I put that pouring medium in my first set of paints. And as you can clearly see, it is definitely spreading easier and better than the other set. But that's okay. This is a learning curve for me, so we're going to just kind of see what this brings. And we're just going to kind of run with it, you guys, because, you know, what else have we got? That's just life. You got to just go with it. It is what it is.
That is so cool.
Art is art. So, it just is what it is. And at this point, you guys, I'm not going to worry about saving the patterns because, again, it didn't exactly do what I wanted it to do. Like the one side did, but the other side most definitely did not. So we're just going to kind of let this paint run and do its thing. And normally I would be a lot more anal. But this is my first time doing a painting this size. So we're not going to be real anal. Now, the one thing I will say is my paint is a little thin. I'm not exactly sure if that is just because I'm using cheap paint or what exactly the verdict is on that. If anybody knows, you'll have to let me know, because I don't quite understand why it is that my paint is so thin that it's see-through. I have not quite figured that out yet. I'm working on it, sweetheart. I'm also trying to get it around my edges. So, I got multiple things happening at once. And I'm kind of trying to keep that pattern on the bottom because it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of looks like flames or something going on there. So.
Flames?
Flames.
Oh, flames? Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. That is far out sweet.
I know this is a really bad angle. You guys can't see it, but unfortunately, this is the way I have to do it in order for the paint to run the way I need it to. So give me just a minute, and we'll have it flipped back in a way that you guys can see it. Oh, keep your hands out of it, stupid.
You're getting there.
I know, I don't care about that. Except I got it at the top. Probably have it on my shirt next.
Yeah, that's okay. Wow. That's so cool.
But yeah, as you guys can see, this paint is still moving around. It's still kind of doing its thing.
So cool. Isn't that cool, guys?
This is just the most amazing thing to me. Now, the one thing I will say is this technique does take, this whole pour painting thing does take just a little bit of patience. I am not, your girl is not a super patient person. So it is a little difficult for me. But I will also say that every time I do this, you guys, I'm getting better at it. So, I mean, there's that. And if I can figure this technique out, you guys, literally anybody can. I notice this paint's not really moving around much more. We might be...
I think you might be done.
We might be getting about all of it out of it that we're going to get out of it here. But this turned out absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we should get all your corners and stuff over there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm working on, and it's not really moving around a whole lot for me anymore.
That's cool. That is cool.
Just kind of is what it is.
Wow, that's totally retro. Can you say 60s, man?
The thing that I love the most about this technique, you guys, is that it literally just kind of does whatever it's going to do. Like, it just does its thing.
That's looking really cool, baby.
Alright guys, so this is what it's looking like. I'm sorry my camera battery died. My husband tried really hard to save it before it went out, but it didn't happen. But this is what it's looking like right now. And I think I'm actually going to leave it like this. I really like the way this is looking. I like the little bit of texture it's got here and there and throughout. It's looking really good and I love it. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And as always, I hope you have a blessed day and happy crafting. It's getting better every day. That's all I got. Alright guys, so I had enough leftover paint in that container to go ahead and, oh my gosh, the glue, to go ahead and pour it on this extra small canvas I had, and I actually intend to use this in my living room. This time I am sort of trying to create a design here in that one spot, so that's a little bit more intensive if you want to keep it all cohesively flowing. But I haven't exactly mastered keeping the design. So, you know, we're just going to kind of give it our best shot. Because I see that one side's already kind of washing out. So, I may lose my design. That's okay. I just did it, baby. Yep. Did it just before I started this. Thank you for checking, though. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are sort of keeping a design there. A little bit of one. I am not loving this painting as much as I loved the last one. But hey, that is bound to happen from time to time. And again, I am kind of losing my design here, you guys. Part of that is because of my impatience. And part of that is just because I don't know what the hell I'm doing yet. So, take it all with a grain of salt. You know, it's a learning process. But, this is the concept of pour painting. And this is definitely a dirty pour, you guys. Like, I literally just poured all the paint together. Put my pouring medium in. And literally just stirred it up and dumped it out. So, that is what we're running with on this one. Because I didn't want it to be identical to the other one that I did. Because this is another one I want to hang in the same room. So I wanted it to look just a little bit different than the one I had just made. So that was the reasoning behind going ahead, and he's probably going to want to go potty. So that was the reasoning behind going ahead and doing a dirty pour, a really dirty pour, and mixing it all together. I'm obviously having battery issues over there. See my husband grabbing extension cords again. So there's that. It's getting real.
That's pretty cool too.
It is. It is. It all makes, you know, that's the really neat thing about this is you can use the same technique over and over and over and over and over again. And every time you end up with a slightly different outcome. Like, that's the thing I think I love about this the most. Is it's never the same twice. Like, no matter what you do, you can use the same colors, you can do it the same way, and it just never turns out identical twice. Or the same twice. It never turns out identical. They can turn out similar, but they never turn out quite the same. And that's just something that I find really neat about this process myself personally, is that they just never turn out the same. And I just think that's really cool. It makes every piece of art super unique, which I know every piece of art is already unique. I completely agree with that. But I feel like this process just makes it extra unique. Like, this is just such a different process. I have never, ever painted this way, ever. And I just think it's so cool. If you can't tell, I think it's so cool. And again, the whole concept of this, you guys, and it is time consuming because the whole concept of this is to literally just let your paint do what your paint is going to do. You just let it run, you let it go, and you just manipulate it as you go. Like, that's literally what this is. And when you're done, you end up with a beautiful, colorful piece of art that can go in any space you choose. And this type of art totally fits my personality. Now, I understand that this isn't for everybody. Some people are just going to see this as, oh, somebody poured paint on a canvas and literally just made a mess. And that's okay. You know, that's cool. We don't care. But I love this, and it has captured my heart. Like, it is by far one of my favorite techniques now to use when I'm painting. And some of that is because I feel like I can be reasonably successful every time. Like, I don't have to worry that I'm screwing it up. Because it's pretty hard to screw this up. Short of, like, not letting your paint run enough. Or, I mean, it's pretty hard to screw this up. It's pretty simple. So, there is that. And at this point, I literally just put the paint on and let it run off. I don't worry too much about trying to create patterns or images or anything like that, just because I am still learning this process. Now, I would like to think that eventually I will get good enough to where I can actually get it to keep some of that pattern it creates when I pour my colander. But in the meantime, they are still turning out incredibly awesome. And I'm just going to kind of keep letting this run. And I may or may not speed this video up. We'll have to see how long I actually end up with, how much content I actually end up with here, or maybe even split it into 2 videos for more content for my channel. I know, but I'll either add it to the video I already made, or I'll make another video out of it, is what I'm saying. It just depends on how much content I've actually got here. I will say that I have much better, easier luck. It goes a little faster when I put my gesso, or my pouring medium on my canvas first. This is taking a little bit more time with it not having the pouring medium on there first. I'm really sorry that you guys can't see it from this angle. I'm almost done getting this corner covered, and then we will flip it back around here for you so that you guys can see it. I don't know why this one corner is just not wanting to cover for crap. I feel like all my paint is now at this end of the canvas. All right, now let's start running it back down to this end, see if we can't cover up some more of these edges over here. I don't know how well this is gonna work, you guys. We may have to.
It looks like it's done. I don't see it moving.
It's not moving at all, is it?
No, not really.
Okay, well, you know. Sometimes that's just life, guys. You live and you learn. I don't think I used quite enough paint. So. Because, yeah, that definitely... Oh, well, it's moving a little bit. I have paint running down my hand here, so it's moving a little bit yet. But yeah, guys, this is going to be pretty much the finished product, so I'm going to let it just keep running on this one corner a smidge because it acts like it wants to. All right, guys, so here's your finished product, and again, you can kind of see where my edges didn't completely cover. I don't think I had quite enough paint, but that's okay. It was just my leftover out of my colander, so, you know, we got what we got. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you liked this video. I hope you have a blessed day, and happy crafting.